Hold up, wait a minute, let me put some glow up in it. What is up, Glowbots? I'm glowing with the flow and I'm back to not only put on a show, but also let you know what it's like to glow. Period. Bring it to the flow. So for this video, I want to let you guys get an idea of why I started my YouTube channel and just the type of content I intend to be putting out with YouTube, in addition to the type of person I am. So I'm going to give you my channel overview and a couple facts about me. So I'm going to start by letting you guys in on the reason I decided to start utilizing my YouTube channel. And I decided to start using my YouTube channel as a way to change the world. And that kind of sounds like an out there kind of statement to make, but it's actually true. Like, I want to change the world for the better, because like seeing the world as it is today, I feel like our ambition in life is just so it's at a meager level, and I feel like it could be so much more. Like, we could be so much greater as a people, and I feel like I could do so much greatness with my YouTube channel. So that's one of the reasons I started it. I also started it as a creative outlet for myself. So I felt like I was at the peak of my life, and at the same time, when I decided to make my first video to put on YouTube, I had nothing going on. Like, I felt like I had nothing going for me because I wasn't in school at the moment. I wasn't working. So I was just here doing absolutely nothing. And I've had the idea to start YouTubing a while back, but it's just like I felt like I was in a space where I was just like in the hustle and bustle too much to realistically start and maintain a YouTube channel. So once I saw I was at a point in time where I actually can make this dream a reality, I just went for it, and I just started doing it. So here I am. Another reason back to relating to changing the world is I want to give like the up and coming youth a stable role model. I feel like, and that goes back to what I said before about where we are as a society and as a community and as a world today. I feel like a lot of our value, the places we get our ideals from, are damaging. So I want to give like at least the younger children, I want to give them an outlet to be themselves, because I feel like I'm a person that I'm myself unapologetically, and that is okay. Like, you don't have to fit in, you don't have to conform, you don't have to try to be like anybody else. Just be you. Like, you're great just being you, period. Another thing I'm going to touch on is why this channel is important to me. Like I said before, it's all about making a positive change in the world, yes. But in doing so, I wanted to introduce some concepts to society that I feel like society lacks or just disregards in a basic sense. So concepts like universality, you know what I'm saying? Like, what goes around comes around, and like to every action there's an equal and opposite reaction, stuff like that. Fairness. A lot of people claim to be fair, but like in their mentality, the way they think and the way they act and the way they associate with certain situations, like, it's not fair, it's not universal, and they don't see that because like they have their own personal biases that they attribute to as well. So I just want to get that generality out there so people can know the difference. Same thing with equality. Like, there's a lot of people that are being oppressed in different categories or subcategories in life that in turn seeks to gain equality for themselves, but they're good about doing that by trying to oppress others. Like, it's not fair, it's not equal, it's not how it works, period. The world is changing slowly but surely for the better. I feel like the world is in a place where a lot of people are becoming more open to certain things, and a lot of people are becoming more accepting to certain things. But in terms of living in peace and harmony, we're not quite there yet. And I feel like, to me, especially in the stuff I plan on doing through YouTube, I feel like we can foster a little bit more peace and love and unity and respect. PLUR, plur. Y'all know what that means, right? I know y'all know what that is. Y'all probably don't know what it means, but I do. I'll fill you in to come. Just keep tuning in. logic. Logic. That ties back into universality, because logic is the key universal factor that everything in life, in the world, in the universe surrounds. So it's like a lot of people will go about living their life and thinking of instances and situations in a way that might make sense to one regard, but it wouldn't make sense if you think about it in another regard. Universally, like, the context could be changed, but there could be one factor that's different, and that'll throw the entire scenario out of whack. And it goes back to like a bias that people live with as well. We can't really assert our own personal feelings and assert our own personal principles onto other people and expect them to just take that as face value, because we don't know other people's story. We don't know what they're going through, nor do we know how it'll affect them spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, and all that good stuff. So, logic. Another thing is morality. People's moral compasses in society today are misaligned. They're just misaligned. Like, people would rather to say they're living this type of life, disregarding the consequences and how their actions will hurt and affect other people, just to say they're gaining a sense of materiality, acceptance, or a sense of just being this type of person that they want to portray that they are. But in the long run, what is that doing to you? What is that doing to the world? What is that doing to everybody else that these decisions that you make influence? So, food for thought. Like I said, I also want to change the way people think. I want to get them to think like longer. I want to get them to think harder, and I want to get them to think wider, like broaden their horizon. A lot of people stuck on these ways and these characteristics that are more so or more or less outdated with the scope of the world in which we are, or we're heading in the future. So I feel like getting a lot of people to open up mentally would do the world great justice, because like, in regards to something I want to also touch on and do on this channel, like I want to start doing public interviews, but I feel like their topics are more so like the topics that I watch public interviews on are just it lacks sustenance, you know what I'm saying? To me, it honestly lacks sustenance. So I want to do my own public interviews, but I want to do it in a way, and I want to like ask questions and engage with people, like actually makes them think. Like, perfect example for a public interview I've seen recently is, would you rather have a thought daughter or a gay son? I mean, that question, it would, me personally, it would lead me to think. Then again, any question would lead me to think, and you'll know what that means like in the end of this video. But depending on the people you ask that question to, and a lot of people that have certain biases towards certain things and certain instances and certain topics, like being a thought or being gay to them would still be a sensitive topic to touch on, they will just jump and answer the question based on whatever choice is not strongly negated and negative aspect of their personal well-being. So like, a lot of people that said they were a thought daughter is just because they wouldn't fathom the idea of having a gay son. And a lot of people that said they would have a gay son is just because, you know what I'm saying, they just don't want to have their daughter as a thought. Just because, you know what I'm saying, societal expectations of how people would look at each other. But that's besides the point. It's just, yeah. So in regards to sharing knowledge and making the world a better place, I'm now going to touch on some contents that I project myself to be touching on. Generally speaking, of course, like, my videos and my creativity runs wild, so ideas for videos can come just like this. But generally speaking, this is some stuff that I actually want to utilize my YouTube channel to do. How-tos, tips and tricks, reviews and reactions, story time, and advice column, giving advice to people. Wouldn't mind doing some musical covers. I just, you know what I'm saying, how I feel. Because I used to sing a lot back in the day, like a lot, like back in middle school, like I used to sing like all the time. But I mean, I still have like my voice or whatever, but I don't really find myself singing that much. So we'll see how that goes as well. Depends on what I do in life. I'd like to start vlogging, but like I said, I feel like my vlogs would have to be, or I'd have to be doing stuff that's a lot more out there, because right now, generally speaking, I'm just a basic person, like a mad basic. But you know what I'm saying, we'll see how that goes as well. I want to start touching on like instances of current events, because like I know the scope and the aspect of where the world is, and I know where it's projected to be going, and I know where I would want it to go, and I know how society would benefit from it going in the direction it's going, period. But I just want to like view that from a introspective frame of mind. Like I want to take that day by day, and depending on what goes on, like I'll have an opinion. I want to potentially make this year, and I said I was gonna make this year my year of fitness, because I've struggled with like my fitness goal for like my entire life. So it's just been, honestly, it's taken a lot of time from me, because I have to get acquainted and I have to get comfortable doing a lot of stuff with regards to YouTubing. So I haven't been able to like get in the gym, but like I feel like when I get comfortable with YouTubing, because I'm still kind of sort of new, we'll see how it goes. Like I really want to get back into the gym, and I'm still hashing out the details, but these are just some general stuff that I see myself doing on YouTube. Yeah. Now to end this video, like I said before, I want to touch on some facts about myself to let you guys know me a little bit better, aside from knowing that I glow with the flow. Oh! Alright, so here we go! I'm on the flow! Fact number 1. I recently turned 21 years old. Believe it or not, I only just turned 21 years old. I've always gotten, "You're only 21? You look so old. Like, you're only 21? 21! But yeah, I'm only 21. Like, I'm young. Like, I've always been considered young in middle school, in high school, even in college. Like, I was the youngest in the class. But it's what it is like when I started getting facial hair back in, let's say, high school, and it started to grow and come out a lot more, and I didn't really used to cut it or anything like that, or shape it up or nothing like that. I just used to let it grow. That used to throw my age off tremendously. People used to think I was mad old. But then again, I feel like when they get to know me, when they hear the way I speak, when they see my characteristics, when they see the way I carry myself, they come to the realization that I'm actually a child at heart. Like, I'm a fun-loving, happy-go-lucky person. Like, I like a lot of, like, lights. I like a lot of brights. I like a lot of this, that, and the thirds. So, yeah, I'm old in age, but I'm young in essence, to say the least. So, fact number 1, I just turned 21. Fact number 2, I am an Aquarian, which means I belong to the astrological sign of Aquarius. I was born on January 21st, which is the second day of Aquarius, but being that as it may, or being that that is, I would be considered a Capricornius, being born on the cusp of Capricorn and Aquarius. What that means is, by nature, I am an Aquarius, yes, but I'm still influenced with Capricorn energy, being that the transitional period between the two zodiacs and the time of my birth were so close in range. I only just found that out, you know. I mean, I would still consider myself an Aquarian, because like I resonate a lot more with the Aquarian qualities, but hey, it is what it is. Fact number 2, I'm an Aquarian. Fact number 3, I was born in Guyana, which is a country in South America. Don't ask me anything about it, because I have faint memories of the place. Like, honestly speaking, I left Guyana, let's see, I want to say I was probably like 4 or 5. Like, I was very young, so I only have faint memories of what it was. And those faint memories, I hate to say, they're not the best, because like, believe I want to change the American society or the American culture. The Caribbean culture is something we're gonna need to talk about in a later video. Like, let's just leave that at that. Fact number 3, I was born in Guyana. Fact number 4, I live in Brooklyn, New York. Basically, since I've moved from Guyana to America, I've been living in Brooklyn, New York my entire life. And I don't know, Brooklyn is just, it's alright, it's whatever. I mean, I feel like Brooklyn is a place that's always on the move, and that has never bothered me before. I guess. And I don't feel like it bothers me now to an extent, but I feel like, yeah, more often than not, New York is not going to be it for me for the rest of my life. So, fact number 4, I live in Brooklyn, New York. Fact number 5, I currently possess my Associates in Arts degree. I graduated with that degree in 2017 from Kingsborough Community College. So, which is a 2-year college, and I graduated within 2 years. So that was like my first collegiate experience, my first exposure to college after high school, and it honestly wasn't that bad. Like I loved my experience at Kingsborough. Honestly, a little bit more than my college experience now. I had my own clique in Kingsborough. Like I had a lot of people that I used to associate with, and a lot of people that I went to Kingsborough with straight out of high school, and I met, they used to go to my high school, so we formed like a clique, and then I met a lot of new people through those people, so it was just like a big family unit that is just that I like, that it made the experience at Kingsborough didn't even seem like I was at school. So fact number 5, I have my associates from Kingsborough. Fact number 6, I'm a senior in college. Once again, I'm currently in my last semester at John Jay College of Criminal Justice, and I'm projected to be graduating in May with my bachelor's in criminal justice. And like I just noted about my experience at Kingsborough, I would say it's a little bit better than my experience at John Jay, because like, for a few reasons. At John Jay, now that ever since I've been going to John Jay, I've just been an evening student. Like at Kingsborough, I was always a day student because that's when you see everybody at Kingsborough. But at John Jay, I just felt like, actually no, I didn't feel like, that's when I actually started all this with the lights and the brights, and I needed to be seen. I needed to be seen. So I had to go to classes at night. And plus, like, I got acquainted to the nightlife. I got acquainted to that schedules, and I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I kind of prefer over the daytime, just cause. But the environment of John Jay now, like, don't get me wrong, John Jay is a beautiful campus, and I may or may not give you guys a campus tour in an upcoming video. We'll see how that works. But John Jay, it's not as social as Kingsborough. I feel like not everybody, like, really, like, I feel like the dynamic of the hallways or the dynamic of the student body population at John Jay is a little bit more or a little less interactive than it was at Kingsborough. Like Kingsborough, like, you could know somebody and don't even know how you know it. At John Jay, the most you can know somebody is through perception or recognition of their faces, but that's it. Like, a lot of people are so antisocial at John Jay, and that's unlike me, because like, I'm a social person. But taking nothing away from John Jay, it's still an amazing school, and I'm still gonna finish within the projected time that I'm gonna finish. And you know what I'm saying, I still had an amazing academic career so far. So fact number 6, I'm a senior in college. Fact number 7, with that degree, I would potentially like to pursue a career in law enforcement / a career in the legal field. Now, what that means to me is I've always had my heart set on becoming a cop. You know, being the type of person I am, and being the type of what I want to get out of this YouTube. Like, I feel like you should be able to get like a general consensus or a general vibe, the type of person I am. So me as a police officer, I feel like it's all in the individual, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'll be an amazing cop, and I want to get into being a cop in the field for noble reasons. So in saying that, fact number 7 is I'd like to get into the law enforcement / legal field. Fact number 8, my spirituality revolves around astrology. And I was always the type of person that would dismiss astrology just because, like, I never saw it to be true. Like, I never believed it to be true, because, like, how, like, the location and the relationship of the stars and the planets and other astrological bodies can affect the way that you are, depending on your time and your date and your location of birth and blah, blah, blah. How? Like, that was, I never made sense to me. Until I decided to research myself astrologically. And what I read blew my mind. Like, it literally blew my entire mind, because like I felt like somebody was reading back a book of my life page by page to me. Like, and it's not just that, like because of that I started to look into it a little bit more, and I started to, like, you know what I'm saying, research and find out about other aspects like fortune telling and horoscoping and stuff like that. So I started to follow that, and like again my mind just kept getting blown and blown the deeper I beveled into astrology. So I feel like I have faith in astrology because there is some, if nothing else, it can help you find purpose in life. Like, it can help you through any type of specific situation that you're going through, and it just helps you to put that best foot forward, which ties back into everything I want to do on YouTube. So I feel like it will be, astrology definitely is a plus in my life. So fact number 8, my spirituality revolves around astrology. Fact number 9 is kind of like paradoxic, because on one hand I'm a very social person, very social. Like, I possess this innate quality about myself that allows me to connect with a wide range and a vast majority of people on all types of levels. So, and I know that, like, I'm a very social person. But on the other hand, I'm a loner. I'm a loner. Like, I'm lonely as heck. Like, I'm a loner. So, not to say that I don't have people, or not to say this, that, and the third, but just to say, like, outside of being a social person, outside of social settings where, you know what I'm saying, in essence, you're supposed to be socializing, whenever I have time alone, ergo, like right now, I like to be left alone. Like, honestly speaking, like, when I'm in my comfort zone by myself, there's nothing to beat that. And I feel like that ties back into my astrology of being an Aquarius, because I actually read that Aquarians are, you know what I'm saying, we need our alone time. Aside from being social, and aside from being deep thinkers, and aside from being like logical individuals, we need our alone time, because like our mind is always just like moving and is going from this to that to third every single second. So having that alone times helps us to like refocus our energy and just like reflect on the day that we've had. So fact number 9, I'm social and I'm a loner. And fact number 10, I'm a mentalist. Like I just said, I'm a very deep thinker. I think about a lot of things in a lot of different ways, from a lot of different contexts, from a lot of different perspectives, from a lot of different environments. Like, I'd be by myself, and I'd just be thinking about, like, I don't even know about anything. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I just like to think. And that goes back into, like, the type of person I am naturally, because I realize, like, even if when I'm in social settings, right? In addition to that, I feel like I need a type of mental stimulation to keep myself satisfied. My apologies, I was just interrupted by my little bother. Right on cue, actually, because that was kind of the end of this video. So yeah, that was the general consensus of my channel overview for you guys to see what it is that I'm trying to accomplish here, and the general consensus of the type of person that I am based on a few key facts about my essence and nature. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, leave a comment, feel free to subscribe, share, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss anything that's gonna be amazing. Cause I'm amazing. Bring it to the flow. Bring it to the flow. Bring it to the brain. Bring it to the brain. Bring it to the brain. Bring it. Bring it to the flow.